Hi everyone, just decided to make a video there because it's Mother's Day and nobody really has time for fathers, but we'll have our day in June, So I just thought I would talk about coronary angioplasty. Basically the operation where they put the sort of like the wire inside you with the balloon attached to it, where they go in right into where the coronary is, the heart, and that's where they have to find out whether you need a stent or not. And although it is an important operation, I've had it done myself, a lot of my friends have had it done. I never ever found it, well, I suppose it would be a dangerous enough operation because it is sort of going towards the heart, and I've never ever researched it, whether there have been people where it has gone wrong, but all I know is I know a lot of people that have got it, and it's an operation where I know for myself I wasn't knocked out or anything, and I was able to actually watch the whole operation, So the the angioplasty operation it's quite simple. They bring you in, and you're awake the whole time. They give you the injection to numb the area, but you're getting. Well, what they used to do was do it in the groin. They do it in here now, the wrist. I don't know why they didn't do it in the wrist the whole time, because it actually would have been quite easier to put the wire sort of up, and it goes up there down to the coronary. Then what actually happens is, well, for me it was groin, and then it just came up. I never felt a thing going up there at all, and it's a strange way the way it works, it sort of goes up, and they're able to see because they have an Xray which can see the passage of that going up inside you. So it goes right up to the coronary artery, and once it reaches there, there's like a little balloon that they put the dye in first, so they do, and then the dye goes down all the arteries. It's a black dye, and you can actually see it on the screen. And once they sort of come to a blockage, you'll see it trickling. It just trickles right down all the arteries, but you'll maybe see one over here or one over here where you see the black dye just trickling down and then stopping, say here. Now, if I remember rightly, my stent was here, round about here, and you can actually see the black dye coming down and then stopping. So what they do then, they have the stent within the wire, sort of wire or tube or whatever it is they have inside you, but it sort of goes up inside, and you don't feel that at all. You're actually lying there, you're awake, and you don't feel that, not at all. But when you get to the blockage where the plaque is, you've got a wee passage, a wee artery there, and it's sort of filled with plaque. And well, it wouldn't be filled with plaque when you're getting a stent, because they would have busted the clot open, but there's still plaque there, and that plaque would probably cause you trouble in the future, so they decide to stent it. So what they do is they put like a catheter in, and there's like a balloon inside. They blow the balloon up, and once the balloon is blown up, the stent is then, boom, fired in. The stent is just like a bit of scaffold. It's only about that size. There's different sizes of stents. I never actually realised that until I researched into it. There would be smaller size stents and then sort of bigger size stents. But there were a really, really great advancement in technology, the stents. As I say, they're just like scaffold. They're made out of like bare metal, but they're like self-eluting drug stents now compared to the old ones. So once they blow the balloon up, you'll actually feel the balloon being blown up, by the way, because it's sort of like, it's like a pressure on your heart. If you've actually had a heart attack, it'll actually feel like you're having another heart attack, only not as bad. You know, I didn't find it as bad, but you can feel it. You can feel that balloon. And then once that balloon is blown up, boom, the stent goes in. And then once the stent is in, then they remove the tube and everything else. And that just comes right out and out. And then the stent is left there. And then that's it. That's the procedure over. But you're still bleeding, so what they do then is they sort of stitch up where they had to put you there, and I had to go back down into the ward, and you're told to lie in the bed for 2 hours and not to move. So, excuse me, I was very lucky in the fact that I didn't bleed that heavily. Whereas with taking the aspirin and stuff, I bleed very heavily now. But there have been people that were in the hospital with me that were sort of getting 3 or 4 stents, and it took quite a while for them to stop bleeding. But, you know, eventually they did. But I have to say, it was a very easy surgery. You know, I would have more fear of going to the dentist to get a tooth out. But I think that's from bad experiences in my childhood. But no, I find that the stent operation was pretty easy. You know, it just mainly, you know, as I say, I got the injection. Well, it sort of opened me up here, but I got an injection in my arm. And as soon as I got the injection, you sort of felt it go up your arm. It was like a bee sting. And then everything was sort of, you know, you were numb. You didn't feel anything. And I later found out that the bee sting feeling was liquid diazepam. That's what they give you as a sedative. Don't know if they do that for everyone. Maybe if you're getting a couple of stents or something, they might give you a bit of morphine or something like that. As I say, I'm no doctor. Just a disclaimer that I don't have any medical knowledge. The only knowledge I have is what happened to myself. And whenever I got the stent operation, it was really easy and it was nothing to worry about. As I say, it's mainly just, it's basically just like, how would you describe it? Just like a wire tube just going up inside you. They have an Xray, you know, so they're watching everything. They're guiding it. It's not as if it's just going up there and it, you know, it could head anywhere. They are actually guiding it. It is amazing when you think of it. You know, there are so many arteries and so on in the body that they can actually guide this up, right up to the coronary, and then just boom, shoot a black dye right down. And then if they find anything like a blockage, you know, they can then send it down into the blockage. The catheter then goes down, and then they open the balloon just at the precise artery that has the plaque in it that gave you a clot. You know, they can actually go into that actual artery. It's just unbelievable they can do that. But not only can they do that, they can blow the artery up in such a way that they can then fire a stent, boom, straight down in there, a wee bit of scaffold straight into one of your arteries that's connected to your heart, and you're just lying there watching it. I mean, how amazing is that? And I find it incredible. And that was all done within about 35 to 45 minutes. And then I was just back in the ward, lying down for 2 hours. And then the next day I went home. And that was it, you know. So if you're getting that operation, don't be afraid. It really is an easy operation. If any of you have had it, please let me know. And if I'm on one of your Facebook groups, thanks very much for letting me share my videos to it. I'd appreciate anybody watching this that has a YouTube membership to maybe subscribe to my channel, and if you could give me a like, it would be even better, or check out some of my other videos. But comments are more important to me, and your opinion is more important to me. You know, the main reason I started this YouTube channel is to get opinions from other people, to find out how it affected their lives. I'm living my life, and you know, it's been 13 years now, but And a gentleman left me a comment saying that he'd got a stent in 20 years ago, and that's good to know. You know, that's what I like. You know, someone leaving a comment there telling me, you know, 20 years that guy has had a stent. You know, that's 7 more years than me. So that gives me a bit of confidence. And, you know, if you're watching this and you've had a stent for 3 years, that's giving you confidence too. And that's what we all need to do, all as heart survivors. You know, let's talk to each other, let's leave comments, and, you know, let's encourage each other. But thanks very much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thank you. Take care.